it's every single game is streamed as well. So some of the lesser teams that travel so far to these tournaments never get a chance, and this is their opportunity to.
And they've really taken
themselves.
it as well. I mean, we've seen some brilliant results. Mauritius and Reunion Islands and so on and so forth. We've seen some brilliant pool from all nations, really.
Yeah, it's almost like a lottery, isn't it? In terms of when they're playing the normal World Championship format, they're playing a best of 21. There's no match clock, and so you have to get to 11.
Yeah.
Whereas at this, you'll see matches 1, 4-2, 5-1, but even 3-2 maybe. You don't need to get to the finish line. So when that match clock comes into play, it just gives everybody more of a chance.
Yeah, no doubt about it. We've seen that. Andy Barker watches on, the Batman, as Declan Brennan has first opportunity in this match. Dec, who won the Masters late last night. I tell you, he will not go on to win the World Championships as well, though. He lost earlier on today in the last 16 to Josh Kane. Deflating result for him. He's going to have to pick himself up as he leads his team out here.
Yeah, he was 7-5 up in the game earlier as well. So I didn't see the end of the match, so I don't know, but I don't know what happened, but obviously fair play to Josh coming back at him and getting over the line. It was always going to be a good match. Nice open chance here as well. Every single ball goes, so he's got an option now. Whether I think he'll just drop down, play this to top, and you've got the choice of 2 balls, either the yellow into the right centre or into the right corner. He's got a choice here, what he can do. He's looking now at whether he can just drop the ball in. No, he's going for the bottom. He's stunning off the bottom rail for the right middle, sorry. Just come up short. I think he'll just drop this in and accept a longer black than it maybe should have been. He'd have expected to have been a little bit closer, but it's still a pot that you expect Declan to make.
Fantastic break clearance from Declan Brennan to get the defending champions off to the quick start. Just what they wanted to see.
Carl's stepping up for England. He's
Crunching
done
break
for many, many years now. Oh, that red coming across just made yellows ever so trickier. I think he may have to go reds now. Yellows looked really nice, but that last red that was just moving towards the bottom left pocket has just made it so that yellow ball don't go. Always a little bit frustrating as a pool player when you think you got a really nice easy chance and then one ball just travels across the table and just makes it that touch harder.
It's amazing how quickly you can analyse the table as they're moving around as well, and you're kind of seeing it develop, and then all of a sudden it's work.
So he's still got a fairly okay chance here. He's not disappointed to be coming to the table with this opportunity. Just a touch trickier than he initially thought. Be interesting to see if the red by the 8 ball is accessible. Choosing to screw down the table now which I think will have to be for the top red of all of them, because I think that will be the only one that will go into the left centre.
Carl Sutton, one of England's stalwarts, been there for years now, delivering for England. So many team titles to his name.
Always opens up for England. He's for me, I think he's one of the best one-frame pool players that you're likely to see. To be honest, I think they've opened up with Eddie in this match because if they lose the lag to Declan, there's a high chance he might break dish. So I think that's a slight tactical decision in the order.
Yeah, it's a good point that.
Obviously, full well knowing that Eddie's more than capable if he gets that chance. I'm not saying they've put him up there because they're happy for him to be broke dish, but with Carl being as good as he is as a one framer, then I think that could be part of the reason. So it looks like he's just looking to top through for the other middle. He could just drop it in dead weight and leave it to the top right, but he was okay. Slightly awkward choice to maybe screw into the yellow that he's closest to on the right hand side, just to kill the white and leave himself a shot at the 8. Or he can maybe drag it in, but I think he may elect to play the cannon. Got to be a little bit careful. Can lose the cue ball quite easily. Played it really well. What a start to this match it's looking to be.
Yeah, one frame all, one break clearance all. Great response from Carl Sutton to that opener from Declan Brennan.
Cut break for Ronan. There'll be plenty of pool players happy to see a dry break when it's a cut break.
Yeah.
There's a few that aren't a fan.
Mike King at the table then for England, following the dry break from Ronan.
Nice chance on yellows. You play the ball over the pocket. Just stun it in so you're away from the jaws and land on the ball on the bottom rail. You'd like a little bit of an angle, sort of just below the red. He's a little bit straight, so he's gonna have to play this one at the bottom. And he may elect to top through here and play for the yellow into the right centre, because I think it's just a bit of an easier shot than screwing it back, which he's just coming to have a look round at. It's actually quite a nice, if you make sure you just beat the angle of the red, then you'll be on it and you'll naturally just drift up the table, sort of towards the pocket. Much easier shot. He's just made it. So he can now just use the natural line of the cue ball to drift up the table, and he'd love to land on the one by the 8 ball now.
He is on that one.
Just ran far enough as well. Cue ball's got to be quite tight here. It's not straightforward. I think that's why he is actually electing to take the one into the top right. Just use the cue ball to run into the red. Now we can play the one by the 8 ball. Make sure the cue ball doesn't land straight. Either make sure you top through far enough or just not a lot at all, and then you can use a side rail.
Just about.
Just okay, we're in like a punchy top spin shot to get towards the top rail. Little bit straight. I don't think he expected to come across that far.
Lots of noise coming from around the venue in our ears there, if you were hearing something. Matches going on everywhere still. Obviously we're focusing on this World Team Shootout, and Mike King has gone through this very nicely.
It's a very good shot on that last yellow as well. He was virtually dead straight. He's punched all the way out there. I know the conditions are very quick, but he's still played it very well. And the black into the centre of the pocket as well. That makes sense. I did see the video. Made a ball.
Saints made a
How's
ball.
the layout? Reds at first glance. Tough pot into the middle first shot, but I think he's got to take it on. Into the top middle on the screen as we look. Just then, he can run the cue ball. Just a natural line brings him towards the yellow, and hopefully he won't be hampered onto the ball into the top right. Tough opening pot, but you do feel if he gets it, he's more likely to get the finish than not. Is he looking at the snip back? Maybe yellows. He's looking at yellows. Okay, it's a yellow changer's choice. I think he's got a ball, one problem ball, which is the one by the 8 ball. I don't really think it's got a pocket. The one it maybe would have passed into was the top left, which it maybe does still sneak into. So maybe it'll have to be his last ball. Very awkward finish. Got to come down the left-hand side of the table.
Nothing Ryan can do. Hope to get to the table. The standard we've seen so far, he may not.
Wants it to slow down or speed up. Awkward this is. Wants to come near the red that he's just pointed his cue to, which isn't too easy because he needs to jack up and hit the red. It needs to be slightly high on the yellow into the bottom left corner next shot, so he can swing the cue ball round. How's his own? Oh, bridging as well. Doesn't seem too phased by it though. He's looking like it's okay.
Yeah, he's gone through this whole finish with a plan and happy with it.
Has he got? Can he use the angles? Can he use 2 rails, or has he got a screw past the 8 ball? Really tough shot if he's got a screw directly. Yeah, that was really tough. He didn't have a big gap to land in. You had to just miss the 8, and as soon as you bump off the rail, you're back in behind it. So is it an attempt at the tough pot into the top left? I think it is. No idea where the cue ball's going. Got to screw it to keep the white out the way of the yellow as well.
So first mistake in the match, and it's Shane Thompson and England. Ryan Marcus now wide open, counter clearance available.
I didn't actually realise how young Ryan is.
Do you know how old he is?
He's 20.
20. When you're saying somebody's young, that's something, isn't it?
I didn't realise, because he's never really played the EPA side of things. When he played for Northern Ireland at the under-23 level and the junior level, I'd never come across him until he joined Ultimate Pool. So I had no idea, and I just didn't realise that he was 20. To be honest.
Yeah. 20, already earned his way into the pro ranks with Ultimate Pool. A couple of big performances already.
Yeah, he beat the best player in the world at the moment, didn't he?
Yeah. A couple of tournaments ago. It's recent memory as well, and he's been great this week. Seeing him, and Northern Ireland have been sending him out in pressure situations. They've got full belief in him.
A very good team of mates as well. Northern Ireland, all of them, they're always together. They're always having a good laugh. There's always videos on social media, just them being together, always just messing around. And
yeah,
it's really good to see. You see some teams, and it's maybe just the best players that play together rather than actually being mates. Whereas, it's quite nice to see a team where everybody gets on and wants to win for each other.
Yeah, there is a real big spirit in this Northern Irish team.
So he's just pulled a slight face at this. I think it looks okay, to be honest. It looks like he can just play the higher one and just screw off the side rail and probably come back out to the middle of the table into the. It's just played to be tight. I think if he cued that and backed himself 100%, I think he'd have screwed back out past the red into the bottom right. He still landed okay.
He'd just rather have this one as his last ball rather than have to take it now.
Yeah, he's now got to screw out and make sure he comes far enough. If he lands straight, it's awkward. He's played it absolutely perfect, where he can just stun onto the rail and leave himself a nice easy 8 ball. Has there been a 6-red shootout yet in the team shootout?
Yeah, there's been one in the men's side. Ryan Marcus ties the scores up. Good counter clearance 2-2.
Obviously, there's not many people that you want to play in a 6-red shootout, but Chris obviously isn't ideal either.
One of the least you'd ever want to play him. Yeah.
Not even because of the speed of him, but just how fast he sees the correct way to go about it. I think his vision is more impressive than how quick he is around the table. I've watched a couple of mine back, and it's maybe just that first shot of just not quite. My body's committed to a certain way around the table before I've actually been able to see what the correct shot was.
You almost have to give it an extra half a second to actually tell yourself that extra half a second gets you quicker, because you can. But Chris does that quicker than anyone else.
Me along like quite a few seconds, and one of them I think I got 26 seconds. One was 28, I think, maybe something like that, and that just gave Chris too much time to be able to just analyse it, and so I'll have to get back to the practice table, start practicing them, I think.
Yeah, well, we could well be seeing one here, of course. If this match finishes tied, we will go to a 6-red shootout. It will be a Scotch 6-red shootout as well. The way it works is we're just having a slight issue with the clock to be reset here. Plenty still to enjoy here from Morocco. All right, we're back underway.
Another nice chance in this match, which seems to be the story of it so far. Just got to pick your route. He's onto the one bottom right now. He will take it, yeah. Can't really tell what angle he's got. It looks like he's just screwing back to the rail. Yeah. That's fine. He can just punch out a little bit and just leave himself on the ball on the bottom rail. And it looks like another break finish. Just one mistake in the match so far.
Leaving himself plenty of angle on purpose, just to make it natural.
Irish players thinking there that he was going in behind the yellow, but just pulled up.
Yeah, no issues from Dylan. Gave us no reaction at all.
Just got to roll 2 balls in. It's 3-2 to Northern Ireland.
Nothing that Giuseppe could do. Didn't get to the table.
Sometimes these games are boring, aren't they? You want to see a miss, you want to see mistakes.
Yeah.
It's more interesting.
It's been brilliant. Both teams have played really well, just the one mistake.
Such an important frame. He's hit them really nice. He deserves a ball. He's got a ball. Reds are really nice here. Every single ball has a pocket. He can get to the one over the top left pocket. First shot as well. Really nice chance here, especially as there's options that are quite nice to get on the 8 ball as well.
Yeah, this feels like it should be another break clearance.
This one, the ball he's about to take now, probably wouldn't have been a bad option as your last ball, just because you could have brought the white onto the right hand side of the table and then you just used the natural line and drifted across. But Aaron's backing his cue ball a little bit more because he needs to get the right angle on the ball in the bottom half of the table now, because if he lands the wrong side, he's going to have to play a good shot or he's going to have to punch across. Oh, he's lost the cue ball a little bit.
Is that a mistake? It's going to be difficult to get on the next ball.
It is a little bit of an error, because he would expect himself to not be so close to the rail there. Don't know if he can avoid the yellow. If needed, he could use the yellow as a guide and play to come off the cushion, bump it, and land straight onto the red into the right-hand middle, which is a good option. Allows you where you don't have to play the shot at too much speed either. But if he can avoid the yellow, that's what he'll be trying.
It's gone awkward. He's just about still clinging on to this chance.
Very tough pot into the right middle here, but it's about giving himself a shot. Where I said earlier, he doesn't want to be on the left-hand side of the... He's playing the long one now. Okay, that it really is thin into the middle then. He's got to cue this nice. Can he beat the middle, or will he just accept coming below it? Yeah, just accepts distance. Oh, this is horrible. It really is. Make
Pressure
the
is
pot,
building.
cue it. That's all you can do here.
Especially as the side behind.
Would have liked to just a bit of a thicker contact on that yellow, just to send the cue ball touch more to the left, but giving himself a shot, that's the main thing.
Very good from Aaron Davies. Had to work very hard at the back end of that finish, but it's another break clearance in this match. Just such high quality from both teams. James Nesbitt comes out for Northern Ireland. He's going to be taking on the England skipper, Lee Kendall. And he's going to make a ball. In fact, he's going to make a couple, and he's got a good chance.
First shot, red over the top pocket and screw into the two. He's looking like he wanted to avoid the yellow and just make contact with the red, but I think actually making contact with the yellow is probably the better option.
Well, that will do nicely.
Just
now they're all there.
Very nice open chance now. Taking his time just to work out the correct way to go. 30 seconds is a lot longer than some people realise. You can have a look around the table, you can analyse a lot. I think he's landed good here because I think he's dead straight on the ball into the bottom left, and if he is, he can just screw out and avoid the yellow. And he'll be looking to land dead straight onto the ball into the bottom right pocket. Oh, he's just decelled just that little bit. That's what team pressure can do. I think he's actually landed okay, where he can just come off. Is he looking to screw into it? I think he can just play it into the bottom right. And I think he doesn't go in off. He comes between the gap of the two reds for the red into the bottom right, because I believe it passes the yellow.
Plays your shot. Plays it pretty well. Slightly off angle by the looks of things. Could have done with pulling up, what, 6 inches short of where he has.
Yeah, that would have just brought the yellow out of play as well. Cause does it come into play with his bridge hand? Maybe not, if it being right-handed.
He's going to go in the middle first. And Kenny's a very interested spectator. Excellent shot.
It's a good shot.
Never as easy to judge as you might think those shots, and he's played that one well. And this is ball in hand, perfect.
Especially with where the yellow was on the, in the triangle area, because that can come into play. He could have easily stunned down, landed on top of that, and even next to it, just comes into your eye line, makes it a bit awkward. He's missed.
Oh, right in the side of the pocket. And now it's just enough of an awkward 8-ball. He should make it, of course, but
just slightly thinner than he'd have liked. No problems.
His teammates knew before he did, and they let him know. Another clearance from the break. This really is quite incredible. 7 frames of pool we've played, 6 clearances from the break. The only frame that hasn't been was a counter clearance.
It really does show the strength of this side. Ronan Fay, he's made a Challenger Series final this year, and he doesn't make the starting 7. I know what you're saying, that they make sure they play all 8, but he may not even get a frame, and they've got him down the order. It's just
well, that's what they've had earlier on in the tournament. He's barely got a second out there, but that's the way they've set their team up, so that he goes out there the way the tournament has been played out, it's been tight. It's been potentially he could be going out there at the key moment to win the match.
Carl need a bit of a step ladder here to reach this one. Just wants to come out. Wants to be on the one by the yellow. Absolutely perfect. Another open chance. If he just drops this in, will he land bridging over the yellow? And just play at speed to bump it away. Now it's just about screwing. Can you make the gap of the two reds and land nicely on the one into the left, or will he just choose to just dabble it in and leave it into the bottom left corner? It's okay.
Going to hear the beeps a lot more now. We're at 15 seconds a shot.
It's a very good shot as well. He's just got to screw across the centre of the table for 8 ball into the bottom left. This really has been some match.
I mean, how incredible was Carl being in this match? Twice he's gone out there with his side, the odd frame behind, and if this 8 ball goes in twice, he'll come up with a break clearance. Really is high quality stuff from Carl Sutton and from everybody involved really, but Carl Sutton does it once again, ties the scores up 4-4.
There's ways to look around it, and should you just guarantee Phil gets that shot? Maybe you should.
So Declan's made a ball then, 8 minutes left on this clock, and he now has the chance to get Northern Ireland back in front.
I think he can go reds here. I think this is quite a nice open chance again. He can play the one into the right centre, and then he'll be on the ball into the top right pocket next shot. He can just use the rail and land onto the ball on the left hand side rail. He's got quite a nice pattern here. I think it's all going to be down to one shot here, and that is the shot following this one. Just getting onto this ball in the middle of the table.
Would you come down now if you've got the angle?
He's playing it now, okay, so he's going to play it now and then play the one below the 8 ball. Just drift up the left hand side of the table. We've seen that very well. Play the one on the rail next, as long as he's not hampered queuing. He's had a nice little flick there. Has he landed a touch
On the straight side.
where he's going to be on the rail the next shot? Maybe just have to leave himself quite a longish 8 ball again, but he's queuing so well and with so much confidence at the minute, you just can't see it being a problem.
We saw it all night long last night. Anytime he got a chance, he was just absolutely ice out there and queued like a dream. Full belief. This 8 ball to take a lead once again. And the Masters champion delivers once again. Amazing. 2 break clearances for Carl Sutton, 2 break clearances for Declan Brennan. The standard of this match has been incredible. Cue ball straight in. This is a great chance for Gary Clark.
If the yellow goes, I don't think it does. Might have to go reds.
More frustration for Shane Thompson.
Nearly forgot his extension.
15 seconds a shot, nearly caught Gary out. Lucky he had his extension, but he's used it now. Has to fly along here. It's a little bit tight, but it all goes, it all connects.
I think he'll play it to land on the outside of the free here. Come off the cushion. Give himself an angle. Oh, he had the angle to go into the men's. Very good shot. So this all now depends as to whether Gary wants to play a shot where he has to land on the 8 ball down the rail, or whether he just accepts a double. The 5 reds aren't a problem, they all lead to each other. It doesn't seem to be any problems.
If he gets nicely on the one to the bottom left, you'd think he can stand up behind it if he wanted to.
I actually quite like coming down the table now, and if the one that he's about to play, if he left that till last, he could have left a natural line to come off the top rail and
just
onto the left hand side.
Yeah, just it's quite a big target for a player of Gary's quality.
But he's playing for the one into the bottom left now. Or has he overhit that a little bit?
So he's going to use the one into right centre. Actually, if he's just below the straight on it, it's perfect. About there is absolutely perfect. The only thing to guard against here is don't screw it across into the centre pocket.
Yeah. Middle bag always seems to play huge as a player here. He's played it really well. Made sure he went past it. And he can play this slow. He hasn't got to hit this hard at all because he just leaves it awkward for Shane. He's not going to leave him nice on the awkward balls. Centre of the pocket.
Northern Ireland are 2 clear for the first time with 4 minutes left on the clock. It's another clearance from the break. This time, Gary Clark with the reverse clearance. And it's going to be in off. It was actually a very powerful break from Ronan, but gets kicked into the corner.
Oh, and this is incredible.
And Aaron Davies needs to stand up and make another finish here.
Takes his extension just to analyse the table, has to get these right. Just like to get another look at the table to see, that yellow to the right, closest to the right centre, is the headache at the moment, and that's why he's elected to come down the table and make it so that'll be his last ball. But he's just landed ever so slightly awkward there. Wanted a bit more of a bounce, or even to land high on the ball. He can now, what he'll be playing is to top off the side rail and play for the yellow into the same pocket he's played in now. That's absolutely perfect. Just stun across now. Couple of angles he can land here. Just don't run too far and leave yourself screwing away. So he can now screw directly down for this into the right centre. You'll notice how fast Aaron's playing, not just because of the fact he's playing on a 15-second shot clock, but because he understands the importance of the frame and leaving enough time for the next person.
Inside the final 3 minutes.
Very important black here. Centre of the pocket.
Just hard to believe the standard we are seeing right now. Aaron Davies with another clearance off the break. Gets England back within 1. We're going to redo frame 11.
Changing his break now as well. Look. He's learning. He went in off last time, making sure that don't happen this time.
This time the cue ball stays on the table.
It's dry. G
but nothing else does. So G will have the chance.
Reds at first glance. They look alright. Oh. Just overhit that one. He's got, that was actually Giuseppe's first shot of this match as well. Because he got broke dished by Dylan in the first set. So, he's got to take this long one on. This is not nice. Calls his extension, and rightly so.
Couldn't have finished much worse, that opening shot.
Very, very tricky. It
Only
just kind of opens up reds. That was kind of the awkward ball for not taking reds. It was so nice chance for Ronan.
It's only the second mistake in this match from both sides. And Ronan now has 2 minutes 55, 2 frames in front, and the table at his mercy. Everything looking good for Northern Ireland right now. When does he go for the one to the top right? Do you run the clock down and leave it last? Just try and find a gap for the 8 ball.
I think he may play a second to last ball. If he's dead straight on this ball here, which I don't quite think he is. If he's dead straight, he can just stun it in and play the one to the right centre and travel up the table.
Not
This
his
is
best
kind
shot.
of like the Players' Championship for Ronan here, isn't it?
Yeah.
He lost in that and got let back in, and he's done it again.
Yeah, this has got similar vibes.
He'll have to have a new nickname. Double a limb Ronan.
Well, Inoff is going to give Giuseppe a chance to redeem himself here and make a clearance. There yet may be a twist here. 1 minute 34 left on the clock. I mean, he only has to leave a couple of seconds on there for at least Aaron to have a chance for a golden break, but he wants to try and leave enough time for Aaron to have a chance to make a clearance. The quicker he can do this, the better.
This is just lack of experience under the 15 seconds for G. He's such a good player. Just you almost feel like he rushes too much, but it's because he's a player that analyses everything to the point. You know, it just makes it a lot harder for him. But he's going to leave it. He's going to leave a good amount of time. He's going to leave over 50 seconds. There's loads of time for Aaron.
And we're back within one.
And have I called in the 6-red shootout at 2-all? I might have done.
55 seconds then.
Oh, he's not hit.
And the cue ball flies in. That could be the end for England. Dylan Leary comes to the table. Under 50 seconds left. And it is just pot yourself to victory.
Yeah, that's the end of the match, I'm afraid. Dylan won't be doing anything stupid. He's called his extension already. He can hit this one. He's not even going to wait for the beeps. He just doesn't see the point. He's not going to miss any of these balls that are here. And even now, he's got to the point where there's not enough time for Aaron to clear, so he may as well just pop this ball up. Yeah,
In fact, Aaron's going to come forward to concede. England have conceded. Northern Ireland are through to the World Team Shootout Final once again. They beat England at the semi-final stage once again. What an incredible match. Both teams really delivered, but it is the Northern Irish lads that will make it through to the World Team Shootout Final.